once you configure the small talk, the next thing we have to do is configure some frequently asked questions. You notice that I've already added quite a few FAQs, and this was meant for the bot tutorial that I showed you a few lessons back. So some people want to ask questions specifically about the Zoho answer bot, and it's going to come back with some answers, like how do you add typing delay, how to add a delay to the bot's response, and something like that. So let me just add a new FAQ. And so the thing is that these are frequently asked questions which are related to the Zoho answer bot. So we have this user guide, and I think that these are good things, right? Like, so how do you add code to the website? Somebody could have that question, how to add code to the website, and you might want to add some variant. How do I add the answer bot code to my website? Or you might say how to add SalesIQ widget to my website. So these are all things which mean the same thing. And what is happening here is that this is what we call as the natural language processing. That's a field in computer science where it tries to take patterns which are common between these three questions. And when user asks a question which is somewhat similar to one of these, it is going to use this particular answer as the response. So what I'll do is I'll just say click here to learn how to, or maybe I'll just say how to add code to your website. And what I'll do is I'll take this read more link, I'll copy the link, and I'll just make the whole thing a hyperlink. All right, you have to make sure that you select the department, and notice that it provides the two departments which are available, and I have to make sure that I select the answer bot because that's the bot that we are concerned with right now. And also notice that it asks for a category. You may want to, if you have a lot of categories, you may want to like add categories inside. These are not directly going to affect the performance of the bot from what I've seen, but I think it will make it easier for you to organize your material, and then you can just go ahead and publish. Okay, so now that I have done that, let's just give it a few seconds to save the information we just published. And in the meantime, I'm going to go over here and restart the conversation. Then I'll say add SalesIQ widget to website. And you can see that it's coming back with how to add code to your website. And if I click on it, you will notice that it is going to that correct link, although the net connection seems to be a bit slow, so it's not loading the page, although the URL seems to be right. So you can see that the FAQ that we just added is working. And also notice that right below you have these three things: connect to operator, please leave us a message, end the chat, which are, as I mentioned before, these are useful for people who are not getting the answer that they expected. And of course, sometimes people will come in and they'll type in a really, really long question, and it's almost certain that at that point they'll not get an answer for their question, and it will be just much simpler to allow them to connect to the operator or maybe leave a message or something. Okay, so back to this view, and we can see that the latest question has been added into the list of frequently asked questions. So that is one of the types of resources. Remember that there are a few of them. Okay, we will go over the others in the next set of lessons, but the one we just saw is the frequently asked question, and you will want to add questions like the kind of questions that the user will ask. Mostly they will be how-to questions usually, and you can, like we just saw, you will just create a set of questions and you map them to a response. And if you saw what happened in the answer bot, I had typed in something, add SalesIQ widget to website. It is a variant in that it's not exactly matching any of these. Or maybe I'll just, let me try one more and to make it a little more clearer, right? Let's say SalesIQ answer bot. Okay, let's just say if I type this, it's yeah, it's interestingly in this case it's not coming back with any answer specifically. It's just giving me like related articles, and that is because the way it does the matching, it's not able to take a question from this part and then another piece from this other question and combine them together. So these are all things which will happen when you are using this machine learning and you're trying to do the mapping from a frequently asked question to a specific response. And this is also one of the reasons why I think that the FAQ bot provided by Zoho, the answer bot which is provided by Zoho, is not quite as mature a product as the dedicated chatbot frameworks you find out there, like Dialogflow, which is, I use Dialogflow a lot, and I know that Dialogflow is usually able to come up with a response to a question like what I asked over here, where if I said SalesIQ answer bot, I do know that Dialogflow is most of the time, 99% of the time, it will be able to map it to the answer which we saw earlier. Okay, so that's one of the things, but it's still a good start. That is, it's still a good start. And also notice that because of the way the answer bot works, it's even able to pull up somewhat related resources which are not these are not bad answers to the question which was asked over here. Okay, so my point is that while the FAQ bot may not have as much accuracy and pinpointedness as you will have with a dedicated chatbot framework, I do think that it is still a pretty good start.